culture.
Steady! Protect the king! Huzzah! Yeah, the king. You hear that? The king.
Ah, Edinburgh. When it's your hometown, it's easy to take for granted, but the truth is, Edinburgh is known all over the world as one of the most beautiful cities in existence. And when WCPW comes to Edinburgh on Sunday 29th of January, you're going to want to know all the best tourist spots and get some of that local knowledge as well. So, from a local's point of view, here are the 10 best things about the city of Edinburgh. In at number 10, it's the Botanic Gardens. Established in 1670 and just 1 mile east of the city centre, the Botanic Gardens cover 70 square acres of nature's finest specimens. It's a scientific centre for the study of plants and their diversification, and the cool thing is they've decided to open up this wealth of knowledge to the public because this attraction is absolutely free, so it's become a favourite place for the local hero to relax and think about the week ahead. Number 9. The National Museum of Scotland. Now I know what you're thinking, what on earth is a museum of all places doing in a top 10 list of fun things to do in Edinburgh? Well, here's the thing, this is a museum that's actually fun to go to. It's great for families, it's great for couples, it's great for people who don't have anyone to spend time with, because from dinosaurs to Formula 1 cars to hot air balloons that function indoors, the museum has something for everyone, and they even host their own ceilidhs from time to time.
Not really museum-y though, is it?
This museum is known for having a wide variety of exhibitions, from Dolly the Sheep's stuffed body all the way to a collection of Elton John's elaborate suits. And the great thing about the museum is, again, as with the Botanic Gardens, it's free entry. Well, donations are encouraged, but technically it's free. And just for the record, the local hero always pays a hefty sum. In at number 8, it's Hogmanay. New Year is a massive celebration all over the world, but Edinburgh likes to do it in style, because every year it's estimated that over 150,000 people make their way to our beautiful capital city to celebrate the new year with us. We've got ceilidhs, we've got a torchlight procession, but the centrepiece of Edinburgh's Hogmanay has to be the world famous street party, which is one of the biggest outdoor New Year's celebrations in the world, and it is amazing and something that you have to experience at least once in your life. Number 7. The football. You know, the local hero isn't the biggest fan of football, but he does understand that Edinburgh is home to some of the finest football in Scotland, and also some lesser known regional teams. Relax, don't touch the dislike button yet, I'm only joking, but you need to know that the Hibs-Hearts rivalry dates back well over 100 years, because the first clash between the two teams took place on Christmas Day 1875, and the feud has shown no signs of slowing down. But you know what the great thing is, whether you're a highbie or a jambo, it's all in good fun. In at number 6, it's the food. You know, we know that you've heard all about the Michelin star restaurants and the £100 a head experiences that you can get in Edinburgh, but if you're anything like the local hero who is a man of the people, you'll want to stuff your face for under £10, so do not worry, Edinburgh can satisfy that need. So let's run through a few of the local hero's favourites, one of which being Sombrero, the Mexican place next to Haymarket Station, and these guys, they offer to give you burritos that are as big as your head, and it turns out they do not disappoint. It's great tasting food, massive portions, and it's value for money. Now let's move on to Cafe Picante. Cafe Picante is located right at the top of Broughton Street, and when it's 3 AM, you're starving, you need a chippy, these guys are the people that you come to. Cafe Picante is the undisputed champion of all chippies in Edinburgh, and they in fact hold the world record for the most portion of chips wrapped in a single minute. And not only that, they have DJs playing regularly, and they have photos of all their customers on the wall to make you really feel like you're part of the place. It's not just the food, it's the atmosphere. And if atmosphere is important to you, well, there's one more place that you need to try, and that is Wings. Wings is a favourite of the local hero because, well, it does exactly what it says in the tin. It serves wings, chicken wings, and lots of them. They provide a bucket so you can throw in the bones and feel like a true carnivore. You can also attempt to go on the Wall of Flame by being one of their spice challenges if you're particularly daring, but overall, if beer, chicken wings and N64 is your thing, then this is the place to be. In at number 5, it's the castle. Now the castle is special because how many people, how many cities can claim that they've got a fortress in the centre of town overlooking the entire city? Well, we can. The people of Edinburgh can. But there's just one little problem with that, and that's if any one of the people of Edinburgh want to look inside the castle and visit, well guess what? You need to pay £16.50, which is completely unreasonable, and out of sheer principle, we refuse to pay it. So, instead of showing you inside the castle, here's us recreating the shot from Bad Boys 2 outside the front door.
Just got real.
Throughout history, historians have wondered, where did the term jabroni come from? Well, that fateful phrase said by The Rock dates all the way back to 1625. You can see it right here in this sign where the king referred to his enemies as baronies. Now it's been passed on through generation and generation, and they've added ja, which means to turn something sideways, shine it up and forcefully insert it into the anus area. Number 4. The pubs. Edinburgh has a whole host of legendary pubs, amazing pubs such as the Tron, Robbie's, Hector's, The Last Drop, The World's End, Carrier's Quarters, Cask and Barrel, The Three Sisters, Bannerman's, and so many more. There's too many to mention, but there seems to be one that stands above all others when it comes to legendary status and the appeal of the locals. That pub is the Portaleith. The Portaleith is world famous for its atmosphere, and it's a destination point for people visiting the city who want to experience that true Edinburgh city culture. But just be careful, you should know what you're getting yourself into, because this is a rowdy pub, and until very recently people were encouraged to dance on the bar. But the heart and soul of this pub is well and truly alive, and it's absolutely loved by the locals, and there's memorabilia all over the walls, each with its own unique backstory. You need to visit this place for yourself by going on a Friday or Saturday to get that true Portaleith experience. Number 3. The architecture. Everything about Edinburgh's architecture makes a statement, and I think it's one of the things that makes Edinburgh one of the most beautiful cities in the world. One example of which is the Scott Monument, which is a Victorian Gothic monument to Scottish author Sir Walter Scott. And the great thing is it's right in the centre of town. It's right in the middle of Princes Street Gardens, so it can be enjoyed by everyone. Whether it's the medieval tenements of the Old Town or the ultra-controversial modern design of the Parliament, everything about Edinburgh's architecture makes a statement, and the buildings and sculptures are balanced perfectly with greenery in a way that I haven't really seen in any other cities quite to this degree. Number 2. Edinburgh's impact on culture. Let's start with the Fringe. The Fringe is the world's largest arts festival, which spans an entire month and features over 50,000 performances from talented artists and performers all over the world who are desperate to show what they've got. And specifically within the realms of comedy, Edinburgh's truly made its mark with the Stand Comedy Club, and the one in Edinburgh is the very first Stand, and it's been credited with helping to launch the careers of comedians such as Fred Macaulay, Kevin Bridges, Des Clark, and even Frankie Boyle. And how could we forget Irvin Welsh's Trainspotting, as well as the Grand Theft Auto series, which is created just past the top of Leith Walk. But all of that, whilst great, is nothing compared to Edinburgh's contribution to professional wrestling in the form of the local hero himself. Before we get to our number 1, there's 3 honourable mentions, 3 honourable citizens that you need to know about, and they are as follows: the Silver Guy, Upside Down Bucket Guy, and my personal favourite, Crazy Braveheart Guy, outside the front of the castle.
And action! See, a female dog's called a bitch, you know what I mean? So, we'll be a bear bitch, he's a dog. And
Steady! Protect the king! Huzzah!
yeah,
The king, you hear that? The king.
Okay, which king you're with? What's the king's name? Burger King. You know, I've got a friend who's a historian like me, and he's well-to-do and la-di-da. He does not swear behind the scenes. He swears behind the scenes, not in front of the scenes. I swear in front of the scenes.
And that brings us to our number 1, the views. The views that you can see in Edinburgh are absolutely unbelievable. unbelievable. You know, some people like to overlook the city, standing on top of Calton Hill, which is amazing, but for me, there's one peak, one place you have to go to overlook the entire city, and that is Arthur's Seat. Much like the rock that Edinburgh Castle was built on top of, Arthur's Seat was formed by an extinct volcano. The peak can be reached from a variety of different starting points and is an absolute favourite, not just with tourists, but with locals as well. We loved Arthur's Seat so much that we used it for the setting to the Road to Angle documentary, and if you climb to the peak of Edinburgh's Arthur's Seat, you can see Meadowbank, which is the venue where you will be able to see What Culture Pro Wrestling live on January 29th. We would love to have you there, but make sure you do all the things on this list so you can experience Edinburgh to the fullest. We've had so much fun making this video, and we really do hope that you can join us on January 29th at Meadowbank for WCPW Live. If you want to follow me on Twitter, please do. It's at Joe S. Hendry, and make sure in the comments to let us know what you think are the best things about Edinburgh. Also, make sure you like, share and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.